You know, for a lot of people, the winter months can be brutal on their skin. If you're dealing with the itchy, dry skin, especially with all the hand washing to avoid the flu, you're not alone. So we're bringing in an expert today to help you get a handle on that dry skin. Joining us now to talk more about this is Dr. So-Yeon Peck. She's a dermatologist with Baylor Scott & White Health. Doctor, I've been looking forward to this interview all week. I am definitely one of the people struggling. First question I have for you. When you go to the store, there are so many different creams and lotions and stuff. When you're looking for a moisturizer, what ingredients should we actually be looking for to help heal our dry skin?
That's an excellent question. First of all, thanks for having me, Alicia. And I'm excited to be sharing this too, because this is a very common complaint I get from all of my patients this time of year. The most important thing to remember with any moisturizer actually is that you use it regularly.
Okay.
So independent of the ingredients, which I'll go over some specific ingredients in a second, but if it's sitting on your bathroom counter, it's not going to do any good at all. So make sure you use it very regularly. What I advise my patients mostly look for are things like lanolin, petrolatum, or dimethicone. These are called occlusives, and they really help to retain moisture in the skin. Some other ingredients that are pretty helpful are urea or lactic acid, but of note, these can cause a stinging sensation on cracked skin, so I usually recommend it more for thicker skin. And then other oils like coconut oil or jojoba oil are fantastic moisturizers as well.
What about petroleum jelly? That's the heavy duty stuff. Is there a time when you should actually break that stuff out? Absolutely.
So petroleum jelly happens to be one of the best moisturizers because it helps protect or prevent 99% of what we call transepidermal water loss, which is just loss of moisture from the skin, and that's what causes the dryness this time of year. Petroleum jelly, though, most patients hate it because it's so greasy and messy.
Yeah, especially with the clothes.
Absolutely.
Too.
So one of the best ways to use it is after a shower or bath, maybe in the evening time, after you dry off, you towel off, in the first couple of minutes, you kind of rub a thick layer of that onto your skin, and then maybe grab some long sleeve pajamas, like long sleeve shirt and pants, and then just let your skin kind of soak it in overnight, and in the morning your skin will be much happier to have had that. But a thick emollient moisturizer or something, so ointments and creams tend to be better than lotions because they tend to keep in that moisture better.
Okay, and you also mentioned the timing too is interesting. So I guess once you're out of the shower, your skin you're drying it off with the towels, you're rubbing it too, but is that the best time, like right after you get out, to apply those moisturizers?
It sure is, because the dry skin happens because we lose that moisture in the skin. So when you're taking a bath in the shower or actually in the bathtub, you're replacing some of that moisture, and then by blocking it in with these moisturizers, you really do help retain the water content that's lost.
I want to touch on eczema quickly. I would imagine folks who are dealing with this are seeing some flare-ups this time of year. Is there a special way they should go about treating that?
So there are some moisturizers that are especially formulated for eczema skin. Eczema is more of a chronic inflammatory condition, and it certainly does flare when the weather gets colder outside and we turn our thermostats up, and it tends to dry out the environment. Sometimes for mild eczema, moisturizers with the ingredients that I mentioned can really improve the texture and the feel of the skin. If it's more of a moderate or severe eczema, we do often have to revert to more prescription topical anti-inflammatory medications.
And very quickly, we talk about water and how important it is to stay hydrated. Does it actually make that much of a difference when we're talking about dry skin during the wintertime?
It sure does, because most of the dry skin is because we lose that water content. So with the thermostats going, I often advise if you're really suffering from dry skin, get a humidifier and actually help that environmental moisture, and then use moisturizer regularly. And just to note, whichever moisturizer you choose, again, use it regularly. It doesn't have to be something expensive to really work.
That is key. Very good advice there, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Appreciate it. So, Jason, read those labels when you go get those creams and ointments.
This